today is the Q&A.
First Q&A ever. And I was a little worried that we wouldn't get any questions, so I announced it on my Instagram as well. So it'll be both questions from Instagram and questions on the YouTube channel. But yeah, we're gonna do it a little bit different. We're gonna do it on the go. We still get some work done. Yeah, maybe the answers will be more authentic that way too, because I'm not sitting down. I'm not writing down the answer, but it comes more natural. So should we just start?
Yeah.
First question or first couple of questions, and then we get going, and then we continue throughout the day. The first question is not from a specific person, but just from different people. When did you start climbing? The answer to that is that I don't really know exactly, but I think I was 10 or 11. I think it was around the year 2000. And then there is the second question from Fishing on the Wall. When did you start training hard? And I started training hard pretty soon after I started climbing, because I was immediately hooked. So I probably started training hard when I was around 12, 13. One last question before we get going. Okay, how did you start climbing? From sheep. I started climbing by coincidence. My mom went to the hairdresser, and the hairdresser recommended climbing, and she thought it wasn't something for her, so she took me to climbing for the first time. Okay, let's go.
A question from Mickey D. What training do you do for flexibility?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I don't really do training for flexibility. I feel like climbing is kind of flexibility training a little bit. When you do different moves, it forces you to kind of stretch a little bit on the wall. And I'm naturally kind of flexible, so I don't do much flexibility, but I should start, especially with the legs. I think it's important.
Why did you choose to start vlogging? A question from Alec Herb.
Actually, it was my sister. She was watching a TV program called The Blogger, or Bloggers, and I just thought that why not start with YouTube? You know, that I feel like YouTube is more personal. People get to know you kind of, while Instagram and Facebook is kind of more just on the outside. So I wanted to share my life, because I think right now it's very hectic, but it will be very interesting, or it will be pretty interesting, hopefully. So I want to share that with as many people as possible.
Question from Chris Guzman. What dog is it? It's adorable. A puppy in vlog 13. I know I can answer that at least.
Yeah, you should answer that then.
Yeah. Her name is Laia, and she's an Australian Shepherd. That sounds about right.
Australian Shepherd.
Yeah. What's the best advice you can give an intermediate climber, 5C to 7A? David Freeman.
My best advice is always just to climb with a bunch of really nice people, cool people, and people that you get psyched climbing with, and preferably someone who's a little bit better than yourself, because the fastest way to improve is just by hanging out and climbing with people that are better than yourself. And then as soon as you get as good as them or better than them, then
Find new people.
Find new people, be an asshole. No, don't do that. But yeah, I think that's the fastest. I mean, without seeing someone climb, that's kind of the only advice I can give someone.
Question from the Norwegian Peacock. Are you going to Lillehammer soon?
Yes, very soon. Next weekend.
Yeah.
There's a Norwegian Cup that I'm going to. So see you there.
Exciting. What is your opinion on training with campus boards and moon boards?
I really like training on campus board and moon boards, but I think in the beginning the fastest way to progress is just by bouldering.
Yeah, and be careful with your fingers.
Be careful with the fingers, and it should be fun, you know, because if you want to stay in it for the long run, you need to find a way that's fun, so it doesn't feel like training but just like playing.
Question from Mansman. How many rest days a week?
That really depends. From 0 to 5. It really depends on the week. Similar, so I'm trying to mix it up a little bit.
By the way, sorry if we are wrecking the names here. Some of them are really hard. But a question from Buklav Kovarik. What climbing shoes do you use?
I use the Team 510s.
Question from Pauline, Auden and Nolan Robertson, kind of the same question. How do you deal with the inflammation you have in your elbow? Do you think it's better to stop any exercise or continue to climb carefully? And how do you prevent getting inflammations in your elbow?
I think the best way is probably not climbing, but to still do some training to increase the blood circulation.
And preventing it?
Preventing it by doing like antagonist training, doing some push-ups or doing some exercises with a rubber band or something like that.
Here's a question from Bro Hannes. He says that we got a nice blog, and he's asking us, what is your take on weight management for climbers? Do you diet or anything to stay light and lean? Do you think running is a good cross training for climbing?
I do think running is a good cross training. I try not to talk too much about diets and stuff because I know it's a problem in climbing. There's a lot of like eating disorders, and people have I don't know, probably some people have an unhealthy relationship to food. So I'm trying not to focus too much on exactly what I eat and talk too much about diet stuff. Maybe I will in the future if I find a good way to do it.
Do you take any supplements or vitamins? And also, what is your favorite cheat meal? From Alistair Jensen.
I don't take any supplements right now because I think it really depends on the body type. Like I build muscle pretty fast, and to be really heavy in climbing is not a good thing, so I don't really need protein powder or anything. I have taken it, but
you get heavy on muscles.
Yeah, you get heavy with the muscles. So, but I'm open to trying new things, and I have tried it in the past. I haven't found anything that works for me. So right now I'm just trying to eat healthy, and for me, like eating healthy means eating a lot of fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds and stuff like that. I'm trying to eat like a monkey. That's my philosophy, because monkeys are good at climbing and they're really strong. So that's what I try to eat.
Will you come back to the Black Diamond project in Stockholm at Klättercenter?
I think it was a really cool route, so maybe I will. And Stockholm is not too far away. We'll see. We'll see if someone tries it. We'll see if it doesn't. I think the prize money will increase every year, but it's a really hard route, and like it starts off really easy. So to people, it might look like in the video that we were close on doing it, but I mean the fact is that we still had like an 8B bowler into an 8C bowler left, and it feels pretty far away, but.
Maybe if we're in Stockholm one time, we can try.
Maybe if in Stockholm, and also just to not only do it, but like to see if I've gotten any better. Yeah. It's a good way to measure your training, I guess.
Conrado Dones Arinho also wondered if we're going to set something hard in the gym, because you seem to flash all the routes.
Yeah, I want to set something really hard and spectacular and cool, like the one in Stockholm. And I've even talked to Kilter, and they have the holds that they used in Stockholm, and they are interested in doing the same project in Oslo. We are thinking of building a route like 9A or something in the gym in Oslo as well.
Question from Silas Mo. What camera do you film with, and any chance that I could get a filming job for you? We are filming with the A7. Sony A7. Yeah. And the filming job?
I think it's gonna be hard right now, but maybe in the future if we grow like and become really big.
Well, question from Pratt on Crib. Yeah. On Instagram though. Your best tip to be good at bouldering, how to get over the fear of heights?
I mean, the fear of heights is really just basic. You just need to confront the fear. Get better at bouldering is the same as get better at climbing. Find a group of people that gets you psyched and motivates you, and who preferably are a little bit stronger than yourself.
What is your height, weight, and ape index?
I'm 173. I'm 66 kilos, and my ape index is +3, so 176.
How much sleep do you get per night, and what is your favorite laxative?
I try to get 8 hours of sleep, not more, because then I don't get to sleep the next day. My favorite laxative, I guess, is coffee.
Do you think you have any special talent with climbing?
A little bit. I think I have a training talent, but I think that's mostly it.
If you could do anything different in your climbing career, what would it be from Griffin students?
I would have moved from Bergen earlier than I did, because training alone for 5 years was not a good thing.
So, question from Peder Kleppe. What do you prefer, outdoor or indoor climbing?
Outdoor climbing.
Yeah, easy one.
Easy. What do you think? How's it look?
It's really nice.
It took like 5 days of work in total, I think. And now I got some help
Yeah,
from my
me
dad. Every room has gotten a little bit better, so.
But next question up. Any plans forward the next months? Trips, competitions, so on?
We want to go to Sardinia, maybe. Haven't booked tickets yet, but I think we'll do that soon. Shavag is another tip.
In summer?
Summer, Lofoten, the Trollwall.
What is the worst route you've climbed?
The worst route I've climbed?
Yeah.
Oh, I've climbed so many bad routes. I don't really know. Det är jävligt vanskligt. It's really hard. Name one really bad route.
Usually you don't remember the bad ones.
Alex Rincongarlardo is... Varför? Det är som är reach text. Varför står det?
Jag driter i det.
Okej,
Så
99. Alex Rincongarlardo. I'm 28 years old. Is it too late to start climbing? No. 8th floor Polarites. How many pull-ups can you do? And that's really hard to answer because it depends on when. If I'm really tired, I can only do 20 max. But I have done, my record is probably 80 in a row. But it really depends. There's a question here from Hans Christian Havreberg. How many hours a week do you train during hard training periods? During really hard training periods, I train about up to 30 hours a week. That's absolute max. Okay, so here's a question from Inaudible Through Glass. Have you ever climbed in Australia? And if no, when will you? I hope to climb in Australia real soon. I've never been, but the only reason I haven't is because it's so far away. But I will plan a trip soon because it's somewhere I really want to visit. Sanna N, how was it climbing with Alex? I'm guessing you referred to Alex Honnold, and that was a lot of fun. We didn't get to climb as much as we thought we would, but I think Alex is a really cool guy, and hopefully we'll climb more together in the future. I definitely have a lot to learn from him. So. M.R. Valencia, how do you find a balance between being a professional climber and running a business? Is there a balance? Right now I don't really have a good balance. Either I focus everything on training or on the business, and I have to switch back and forth. I have a really hard time focusing on just one thing.
Okay, so a question from Sindre Baksolem. What is the best way to get stronger at climbing?
Climb.
You forgot to answer the question about the cheat meal. You only answered the first part of the question.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, cheat meal, I kind of cheat all the time. I don't know. What is a cheat meal?
You ate a bar of chocolate.
I ate a bar of chocolate, 200
Right.
grams of chocolate, like an hour ago. That was probably a cheat. But I deserve that cheat. No, I think my favorite is probably like Italian gelato or something. I like brownie. I like everything that's sweet, basically.
That's
A meal.
I make it a meal. If you eat enough of anything, it's a meal. If your tummy is full of something, it's a meal.
You have got a question from Ingrid Boer. Are you ever going back to Neanderthal?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know.
Before you start, we should put up a clip on Neanderthal.
Should show Neanderthal.
Yeah, and explain it.
So Neanderthal took me 2 full seasons. I had 45 tries where I fell on the crux, and I felt like everything was against me, and at one point I started almost hating climbing a little bit. It was pretty intense, so I gave it up, and I haven't been back for 3 years. And to be honest, I have no idea if I ever will go back. If I do, I might even go on another route, because I tried Stoking the Fire, which is just next to it, and I think that suits me a lot better.
And it's also a 9B.
And that's also a 9B, so I wish I tried that instead of Neanderthal. Alright, so we got to answer some of the questions, but not all of the questions, because there were too many. And I mean, we're really glad that there were too many and not too few. So hopefully we'll do another Q&A in the future. And thank you for all the questions, even the questions we didn't get to answer. I think we're gonna go to bed now because we have a long day tomorrow. But see you soon. Good night.